I'm going to talk about, as I do at the beginning of the month on the first Mondays, to talk about the gifts with purchase. They are so, again, I know I've said this a million times, but when Young Living plans out their gifts with purchase each month, they are all set out in such a way that they can benefit anybody in the greatest ways. So what I'm going to do is quickly go over, there's the oils, and then there's the vitamins. The Life 9 I don't have with me because they're in the fridge and I didn't really want to leave them sitting out. Again, the Life 9 doesn't have to be refrigerated until it's opened, but the Life 9 is amazing. I've used it quite a bit and I noticed a big difference when I started using it on my little guy. And I'll get to that in just a second. So if you are around, pop in. I don't always see who's on or anything. So I just thought, you know what, as I wait for a second, just let me know you're here, give me a wave or something, and I will get right into it in like 2 seconds. So, all right. So I don't know if anybody did their holiday shopping or got any of their gifts with purchase, or their gifts off of their Christmas list crossed off today, because the holiday catalog went live and it was great. And there's a huge amount of lip balm sold. Apparently they are some of the greatest gift packs. They come with the 3, and this year they have a sweet maple lip balm as well as the vanilla mint that only gets released during the holidays. So that's super great. So the gifts with purchase this month are really, again, targeted for immune support, for internal health, because let's face it, these times we need them. But I also wanted to share with you a little bit about, which is my kind of go-to, as I've shared before, is the oils that I've used to support my body. At the very beginning of this journey, we're on an emotional foundation. So when I go to look for oils and why I'm using them, I look to see what oils, what emotions the oils support. So I will get to those in a second. So cedarwood, I think you'll be really pleasantly surprised what it means. And it gives even more of a testament to what oils the company gives, Young Living gives, for the gifts with purchase, because they're well thought out. And I know maybe that sounds like a little bit cliche, but it really is. So at this point, we've got between now, so I'll get right into it. So let's start with the first few oils that you get. So when you're on ER, Essential Rewards, you get, if you order between now and the 5th, you get a $10 a month, $10 product credit. So if you order the 1st to the 5th of the month, you get a $10 product credit. So it just slides into like your Young Living little bank account there. Some people actually, if you have referred someone as well and it's within a certain amount, instead of them sending you a check, they'll actually just credit that to your account. So if you do see that, that is your spending money. You can use it on anything. Points that you get when you're on ER can be used towards Young Living product that Young Living makes. So points can't be used towards diffusers, unfortunately. But if you move your Essential Rewards to the beginning of the month, between the 1st and the 5th, you get to stack up those credits. And then in about 5 months or 6 months, you can get the Haven diffuser. You can get, I think, the Ember diffuser and a couple of the smaller desk ones, things like that. So in 6 months, you get a free diffuser anyways, right? So along with that $10 product credit, when you spend 100 PV, you get the $10 plus you get the RC. RC is an absolutely wonderful blend, and it actually stands for respiratory congestion. So when you think of it, think of how can I loosen up all the junk? Remember back in the day, Mama put your head over a steaming pot of water with a towel when you have a cough, cold, all the phlegmy kind of response. So that is going to help. So if you don't have a diffuser yet, well, first of all, treat yourself to one. There is numerous price ranges. The mini Aria that has come out in the holiday catalog is amazing. One thing I wanted to share. So some people don't have resources or unsure. This book is absolutely fantastic. You can see the color-coded sides. It tells you where to go, everything from all of the personal care product, the vitamins, the minerals. So you can look up anything. So here is like what it looks like. It's pretty well laid out. I highly recommend getting one because they're not printing them anymore apparently. And Carla Green does have some at a discounted price. So what I wanted to show you actually is I'm going to quickly go over what RC has in it, but I'm going to show you how useful this book is. Now I've used this a number of times as I posted this morning for those that maybe didn't see. Here is the list of the oils in RC. That whole far column is the oil. So it lists every single oil. It tells you how to use it when applying it. So I use it with a little bit of carrier. You can put it on your chest. You put it on the bottoms of your feet at night and also on the top part of your foot as it relates to the reflexology points for the respiratory system. So it has eucalyptus, globulus eucalyptus radiata, the Australianata eucalyptus, Citradora eucalyptus, and it's got myrtle, pine, spruce, marjoram, lavender, cypress, and peppermint. That is a boatload when you think about all of those oils combined, the right amount, and like the blends are beautifully created. So when you're using it, put a little bit of carrier oil so you can stretch it across the skin better, but it also doesn't evaporate. And then the tops of the feet, it's your reflex point for your respiratory system. And again, the bottom of the feet or diffused. And you can always mix it with Epsom salts and some baking soda and soak in the tub. So that is your first one that you get free. RC is absolutely wonderful. My little guy, when he would get a little boogery when he'd come home from school, that's the one we would use quite often, as well as purification. That's another one. So the other one, you get the Thieves is the next one. Now everybody is pretty familiar with Thieves. So that one comes in a 5 ml you get, and everything from in the diffuser, on the feet, on the spine, actually RC as well, on the back. Put it on the back. If your little one is in bed and you want to put it a little bit more, you know that they need a little bit more support, lay them on their tummy, put a little bit of carrier oil on the back, and take the bottle and just drop like this from the tailbone to the back of the neck. And just whatever drops fall, just let it be. And then just, you can use your feathering like I've showed before. Do that and it stimulates the nervous system. So they might get a little goosebumpy. It might be a little bit ticklish. And then just rub it in and put their jammy shirt back on and off they go to sleep. So with Thieves, you can do that, but just a couple drops, but make sure there's a good coat of carrier oil. So on the spine is a really good place because you've got your nervous system at your spine. You've got your lymphatic system that is all connected all the way down the spine, all the way up the spine, I should say. I'm used to saying up the spine because of how we do the raindrop. The spiritual raindrop is from the spine to the top of the head. So Thieves is another thing that I actually do is I mix it with a little bit of raw honey and mix it really good. 1 drop in the teaspoon and mix it up, and I let my little guy suck on it. And this is usually during the day or with lemon. He really loves that. So the Thieves, again, it is good for cleaning surfaces. That's why we have the Thieves cleaning line, the toothpaste, everything that the Thieves does has such huge benefits that everybody needs it, and use it proactively. Use it on the bottom of your feet every day. Use it on your spine every day. So that's the other thing. So the other thing that you get at that comes at the 190 PV is your Thieves, as well as your Super Bee. That's kind of bright, but your Super Bee, where is that? Sorry, it's really bright for some reason. Anyway, your Super Bee. So this is 60 tablets meant to take 2 a day. For myself, I haven't been able to take 2 a day because it's just too, gives me a massive boost. So if you're looking for energy, your body, if your gut isn't quite right, you're not going to be producing the B vitamins your body actually produces. So there's a big tip, which is also another reason why we have Life 9 as one of the promos at 300 PV. So the Life 9 and the Super Bee go hand in hand. Probiotics. We need our gut health to be well so that we can utilize the foods that we eat. We can have a supported, healthy immune system. But also your B vitamins, there's numerous B vitamins that are actually produced in the gut. And with this being a B complex, of all the B vitamins that you need, you don't have to, well, should I take a B6? Should I take a B12? I heard I need B3. What should I do? In this case, this is a B complex. So you don't need to have numerous B vitamins, because if you have too many of B vitamins of different ones, they're going to counteract each other. They can actually do that. Okay, so 2 a day is what you need. I take 1 a day and I am good. It's also helped me, and it's massive support for the hormone system, for your hormones, your endocrine system, B vitamins. Immune system, hormones, nervous system, B vitamins. Who'd have thought? So then this way you don't have to take numerous B vitamins. They're balanced, and it also does not have synthetic forms of B vitamins. There are so many out there. Your body, if it has 𝚂𝚂𝙵𝙴 is synthetic from a cyanide type molecule. That is not optimal. Your body has to then break that down into a methylcobalamin, which is the B12 in ours. And I have noticed that more and more are coming out with a methylcobalamin because people are understanding. So methylcobalamin, your cyanocobalamin that is in most B vitamins that's synthetic, has to be converted into the methyl for your body to use it. So your body is doing less work but getting more. And its ingredients, there's no synthetic fillers. Believe it or not, wood pulp is used in so many vitamins. We do not. So that's fantastic. So that's at your 190 PV. And then, I forgot to get it, but Endoflex. Endoflex is one that I used religiously for probably 2 years on my forearms. I would just dab it on. So I would just put the Endoflex on my forearm and rub my forearms together. I would do that twice a day. And it supported my hormones to the point where I didn't have that achy, crampy feeling on a regular basis, to the point where when it showed up, I felt like I may want to crawl on the floor in fetal position. So for me, it was a huge change. And then I also combined later on with the Bloom skincare line and my hormonal acne. It made a huge shift. Like my skin changed immeasurably. Like, I don't even know how you can tell it, other than I should have taken it before and after. So anyways, that was one that I was super happy with. So Endoflex comes at the 250 PV level, and any woman that needs hormone support, trust me, this is one that you're not going to want to go without. Any of these oils is one of those things you have to make it a part of your daily routine, as well as your dietary choices, as well as your supplements, as well as a mindset check, which is a huge thing, especially today's day and age. We had a really big focus on emotional support and everything else, mental health at the very beginning of this whole situation in the last 19 months. And unfortunately now it's shifted where I see way more emotional health distress than I have seen, which takes me to the 400 PV level, which is, so your Life 9 comes at 300, which I did share with you. So your B vitamins as well as your Life 9 are going to be two really amazing partners for you. So if B vitamins also supports your nervous system, and a healthy gut also supports your nervous system, you think about the Life 9 and the Super B vitamins, of what they're going to do if you feel more of an anxious person, or if your nervous system needs support. Sage and Cedarwood are your 400 PV, and they come in the 15 mil. So these are large. So not only is Cedarwood good for the hair, after I used to put it on top of my head with Cedarwood, rosemary, and lavender on the top of my head. And my hair at the time, I was wanting to grow out my bangs, and did it ever change the quality of my scalp? So less buildup, and it had even more length happen. And it was, it cleaned up my scalp from buildup, but the length was amazing. So Cedarwood is for concentration, for accessing more data. So when I was studying for my spiritual raindrop, she got us to put a drop on our thumbs and stick it to the roof of our mouth. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm going to stick that in my mouth? That's just disgusting. It smells amazing. It tastes very different, but we did it. And what it does is it helps. Obviously, anything that you consume is going, on your body, in your body, is hitting into your bloodstream. I recently had a live blood analysis done, and from the time that I walked in, from the time that I drove from home to town, half an hour, 40 minutes, She said that my red blood cells, you could tell that there was fumes or toxins that had impacted my red blood cells. I was like, oh my gosh. And she's like, so that could be car fumes, anything. I'm like, well, that makes sense. I just drove here and I was letting my car warm up. That said, you think about how little of time that really took to get anything into your bloodstream at a cellular level. That was fumes. That was toxins in the air. If you're going to do that with an oil like this, what is that going to do? Your immune system, your cellular responses, everything's going to be affected. So cedarwood did help me retain a lot of what I learned in that very intensive spiritual raindrop certification, which you can see I proudly have on my wall. So, but other thing, my very favorite book that I like to share and a lot of people like to hear about is The Emotional Healing with Essential Oils. I wanted to share with you what cedarwood represents really quickly, and I'll also do sage, and then I want to wrap it up, so I want to keep these pretty short and sweet as I can. So cedarwood is the oil of community. Get this. There's a lot of division in the world right now, and that is the last thing that we need. We need unity, we need together, we need community. And I hope that in some places when you come to look for information here, you feel a sense of peace, that you have the tools that you need. And if you do need something, if you're looking for something, please let me know. I will do my very, very best to serve you in every way I can. So cedarwood brings people together to experience the strength and value of community. Those in need of cedarwood struggle to form bond with social groups. This can often be due to overdeveloped sense of individuality. So if you're a little bit more of an introvert, this can help you. And I am kind of a situational extrovert. Rather than allowing oneself to be supported by family or friends or community, they live excessively in self-reliance. On the other hand, an individual's difficulty forming social roots can stem from a feeling of disconnected or separate from their human family. So really makes sense what's going on right now as well. Cedarwood inspires feelings of belonging, assists the heart in opening and receiving love and support of other people, invites strong-willed individual to couple the strength of individuality with the support and power of community. So it supports individuals seeing that they're not alone and life is a shared experience. So that said, the other emotions that are supported by cedarwood. So again, this is about cedarwood. It addresses an inability to form bonds or social roots, loneliness, feeling disconnected and separate from the human family, or feeling antisocial. So I'm going to focus on the loneliness and the feeling disconnected. Diffuse this. Wear it on your temples, the back of your neck, diffuse it. So this is one thing. I hope that this can make you feel at least that sense of, release a feeling of loneliness if you are feeling that way. And then I'll quickly touch on sage. And, all right, sage in my healing oils, Emotional Healing with Essential Oils book. Sage is, well, first I'll talk about emotions addressed. Toxic energy, negative energy in a living space, abuse, feeling heavy, there's sexual issues, unclean. Like, unfortunately, there's a lot of those kind of feelings in the air right now. So sage, threefold purpose: cleanses energy and spaces, purifies the body, and opens spiritual channels. And this is one that provides the most powerful energy in cleansing oils. It can dismiss unwanted heavy energy and restore harmony and balance. Harmony and balance. If you haven't listened to Mindy 𝚂𝚄𝙿 talk about her new facial rejuvenation system, her tools actually balance meridians. Like, that is fantastic. So look into that. If you haven't talked to her about it, look into it. It also assists to detoxifying the body. And this is sage we're talking about. So ironically, again, detoxifying is a very big thing, especially right now. So powerful purification properties, works particularly with the reproductive system and helps clear away any sexual issues. Sage can also assist in acknowledging and addressing patterns of sexual abuse. So this is a really powerful one for people that have experienced such trauma. Considered the holy plant by many ancient people. It has traditionally been used for cleansing home environments or sacred places of worship, clears channels between the individual and the divine. I don't know if any of you are friends, how many of you are friends with me personally on Facebook, but I did share a really special moment that I had out in the middle of nowhere. We finished checking a field of yearlings, and I had a really amazing moment. And talk about divine connection. It left me very, very shifted. So my faith has gotten stronger and stronger ever since. So, and because sage purifies the body and the environment so effectively, it creates a safe space for individuals to open up spiritually. So now talk about gifts with purchase. I mean, plus the Endoflex, plus the Life 9. I forgot to get those, the Endoflex. These are amazing oils, you guys. These are amazing tools that Young Living has strategically put together for you to benefit from. And when you're using them and when you get them for free, come back to this video to reacquaint. And you know what? Just use what you have. If you're not sure, message. But as it relates to Young Living, they have really spent the time to go through and figure out what do our members need? What's going to support them in the greatest way? And like I said at the beginning, this book is amazing. If you don't have one, I can hook you up with Carly Green, who can get you one at a discounted level, at a discounted price, because they are not printing them anymore, I guess. But and it was from Life Science Publishers, so you can check, but Carly Green does have them at a discounted rate. So anyway, I went longer than my 15 minutes, but these are amazing oils. These are amazing tools. I hope you enjoy every single one of them. Check out the holiday catalog if you haven't, because there's tons of even more wonderful, not only gifts, but tools to support your body as these current times. We are in need of those. So anyways, have an amazing Monday rest of your evening and week, and we will chat soon.